So next step is build, check and sanity testing. Normally what we do in build check, so we actually do comparison of the file variable, and we do ask the build team to share what all changes are there in this file, and then we simply compare it. So at least the basic issue that can come here, suppose one jar is missing or one DLL is missing. So unless I found those issues while actually doing function testing, it may be that 2 days later I hit a test case that was accessing that DLL, then you thought that after 2 days you can catch it at that very moment and even reject it or hey, I am not going to test it. It's not complete. So you do these things, build, check and sanity testing, you write small code. See, and there are ready-made tools, file comparison tools, there are n number of tools. If you just simply Google it out, you will get a list of it. Do it and just save your life. And then the test data generation. This is the another key thing, and I tell you, with the advent of high databases, big data sources, this is going to be key thing in the future. How do you generate your test data? So talking from like generating 100 rows till generating 1 TB of test data, you should adopt the scripting. You cannot just rely on those Excels now. I tell you. Going down the line, if you use databases, if your application use databases, I tell you, as a tester, generating test data is going to be a nightmare. Unless you have ready-made access to those customer data. But even customers, I have seen they are not willing to share it at all. And especially for the testing, no. If you say, I want to have test data to test it, so they will say, no, generate it out. Or if you want, take 2 GB of data. While actual application will run on TBs of data, you will be given 1 GB or 2 GB of data. Hey, this is how to test it. Now, how to generate yours? So again, I have not seen any open source tool till date which can generate you 1 GB of data, but yes, you can customize it. There are certain online tools as well. One, if I can name it, I am not seeing it. So it's generatedata.com. There is one online site, generatedata.com. You can go, and if you want 1000 records, I think the maximum demo limit is 200 records. But you can download it, install on your machine, customize it, and then you can freely generate any number of records. It's a simple PHP code, PHP, MySQL, and Apache. Combination of these three. You download it, do it, you can generate any sort of data. So this is one. Another is you can write Perl scripts. We do use Perl scripts, generate the variation of data. So what can you say? What can you do is, suppose you have 10 combination of test data. So we are getting what I am talking about combinations. So you have test cases. You want to have test data, negative test data, positive test data. Test data with special characters, test data with having nulls in between, spaces in between. So these are the combinations, right? Generate one script for each type of data and then do it. Okay. So I would have loved to show it out here, but cannot. But we use Perl scripts. Generate those Perl scripts. And hardly, I guess the one I use is of 6 lines. But it's a very simple one. So you can use regular expressions and all those sort of things. Good. Okay, and I tell you, I don't have any development background. I'm not so faithful like the full. So, like literally, I never had done any sort of development, but yes. These days, I'm frequently into it because my testers are after me. all are 6 years experience, and they don't really want to play with those text files. Okay. So test case execution and defect reporting. So what I am trying to convey here is like try to have a mechanism where if you are executing a test case, as soon as you find a defect, you should have some utility which can take the snapshots, take the log files, dump it at somewhere location, and keep it ready for defects. And Vipul has another idea here is of he talks about S360 degree. I really don't know what is that, but yes, maybe at some point of time in these conferences he will share it out. So what he talks about is combine that as well, combine defect reporting as well. As soon as you got an error, take a snapshot, take a log file, all the APIs of the defect reporting tool, log the defect, take the test cases and put it in the application info of the defect, save it, route it. So if you raise 50 defects in a day, how much time you save? So my tester take 10 minutes to raise it. Your tester might take 2 minutes. Even if 50 into 2, 10 minutes he saved. Okay. So these I want to say here is like you build small utilities which can automatically take snapshots, and especially when you are dealing in automation. You are champions. Everybody might be using those automation tools, right? You have those? How many of you use Fury? Selenium. So you do have those what do you call it? Recovery mechanism, right? You do have those, right? Something happens, do some test. So tell me if you have faced this problem, if an unwanted dialog comes, how much time QTP takes, or in case Selenium, I'm not work with Selenium, how much time QTP takes to detect it and just put it away and then continue? Okay, so see, my point is, you can do it. I'm not saying QTP is not able to do it. Yes, Ruby has, I think, the best detection mechanism to do this. But what my point is, to even call that recovery mechanism takes a lot of time. It has to stop the execution. It has to free its memory, load that recovery mechanism, pull that off, come back, and then ready the scenario and then again execute. Okay? So this is the thing. So you write small scripts program.